In a speech to Bundestag in Berlin on Thursday, King Charles said he wanted to renew the special bond of friendship between Britain and Germany, without mentioning the word that has cooled friendship in recent years. The monarch's speech was the first speech given to the German federal parliament by an unelected head of state. It was presented as a celebration of past-present cultural partnerships, joint ventures, from a shared love of music comedy to energy security cooperation, an attempt to mend ties that have been broken since the Brexit vote 7 years ago. Britain and Germany are and will remain close allies, trusted partners, even after decision to leave European Union, said Bärbel Bas, head of Bundestag, in his introductory speech, but Charles did not take stick. He refused to mention Brexit or the EU in his 25-minute speech. Instead, the king was named after his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, whom he says has a special place in German hearts. After the Second World War, the two countries are together. The king highlighted Anglo-German leadership in offshore wind power generation material, and financial support for Ukraine's defensive war against Russia, in an interim history that included the Hanseatic League, Shakespeare, football rivalries, Kraftwerk the Beatles. We welcome Germany's decision to provide such massive military support to Ukraine, as it is bold, important and welcome, Charles said. Switching repeatedly between his own English and the German fluently spoken by his late father, he only occasionally came across cumbersome compounds such as Rechenschaftspflicht. It might have been helpful if an aide had pointed out that there is no sh sound in the Bundestag. At gala dinner at Bellevue Palace on Wednesday night, German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier described the decision to visit Germany before the king's coronation as not only a big personal statement, but strong European move. "It means a lot to me, it means a lot to us Germans," he said. The German president sought to reciprocate his gesture to his British counterpart by arranging an evening of solemn solemnity, a relatively rare sight in the comfortably cluttered metropolis on the River Spree. Around 120 guests walked red carpet at various nights, including former Chancellor Angela Merkel, key cabinet ministers, some of King's aristocratic German relatives, architect David Chipperfield, and Campino, Anglo-German singer of rock band Die Toten Hosen. Gowns, coats until midnight. Rheingau Riesling Erfurt watercress chatted about carp. The pomp and situation was too much for some members of the German parliament. Martin Scherdwin, co-chairman of the left-wing party Die Linke, complained before his speech that it was inappropriate for the country's highest democratic body to submit before a monarch born with a silver spoon mouth. His colleague in the party, Jan Korte, suggested that the Bundestag should invite a Rolling Stone instead. Even if Keith Richards were just playing guitar in plenary room, it would be a greater sign commitment between people of Great Britain and Federal Republic than appearance a king who has inherited right to speak, said Korte. Some seats in Die Linke section of the plenary remained vacant throughout King's speech on Thursday. Half a dozen of the attendees continued to sit at the monarch's entrance, but eventually stood up during a 2-minute standing ovation. After his speech, Charles visited refugee shelter at Berlin's former Tegel airport, before traveling from heart of capital to countryside. In the state of Brandenburg, the German-British Amphibious Engineer Battalion would meet with soldiers from 1:30 and visit Brodoin, an eco-village where farmers used homeopathic medicines to work their land and treat their animals.